And welcome to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen meeting for January 25th, 2016. It is 7:01. I declare the meeting called to order. And citizens' query tonight will be from 7:05 to 7:10. We have an appointment at 7:15 with Fire Chief James Broderick to present Evan Fish for appointment as a probationary call firefighter. Our next agenda item would be general business. Item number 1, it's a letter from Mary Hardy requesting streetlight on School Street.
You're going to do your pledge?
Yes, but it's not on the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Cut off. Sorry, we were trying to.
They were trying to make room to get everything on one page.
Cut off the agenda.
So this is a
Okay.
letter from Mary Hardy requesting a street light on School Street, and because I am also a municipal light board commissioner, I will excuse myself and let the vice chairman handle this one.
We have a letter from Mary Hardy. Dear Board of Selectmen, I just spoke to Amy about our situation on School Street. This is my second letter that I am writing. Here, somehow it got misplaced. I've talked to Bob Murray and Eric Grover, and he was told to tell me to write a letter. I didn't hear anything as I called Amy. Eric gave me her number. Our child had to jump off his bike because he almost got hit by a car. My neighbors told me. Cars fly down the street and we have yelled at them in the summertime. Joe Smith and Harry Bennett, I'm not sure where that. There is plenty of lights at the annex, and I think one of them should be right in the middle of the street. Farnsworth and us, David and Mary Hardy, my husband even said someone is going to get hurt. Bill Gaynor, who lives on Central Street, says the same thing. Sincerely, Mary Hardy, and I apologize for not being able to read some of the writing of it. But we do have, I think it's a question of possibly relocating a light. I'm not sure.
Well, I just took a ride down there. In fact, twice now at night I've taken a ride down there, and the street basically has plenty of lights. I'm not sure that this extra street light's going to do anything for speeding cars. That's a problem all over town.
It is.
But the pole at the back door to the annex has a very bright LED light for the back parking lot of the annex. And on the front side of that same pole, there's a street light. So I would have no objections if there is down in the middle of the street 3 poles in a row. Basically, in that general area down there, there's a light on every other pole, both on Weathersfield Street, and with a couple of exceptions. There's 3 poles in the middle there without a light. So, based on the fact that the annex is busy with meetings and stuff, but the light that does the parking lot
Right.
also puts some light out on the street. So
It does.
I don't have any objection to moving, if the light department would be willing to move that light down to one of those the middle pole that's with there's 3 poles in a row without a light. That would, like I say, I'm not sure that's going to solve their problem, but
Probably not.
it'll light the street up a little bit better. Although, like I say, driving down that street, it's pretty well lit anyway. So.
Any comment?
I have no objections either, but I don't think it will solve the problem.
I don't think so. But
People are going to drive as fast as they will, whether it's lit up or not.
Right.
yeah, if there's someone out there driving at night on a bicycle, that's going to be dangerous anyway.
Right.
It's not a wide street, and if they're not,
No, it
there is
isn't.
a sidewalk through a lot of that area. So I don't know all. But like I say, based on the light that's there, I have no objections if ask the light department if they take a look at it and would be willing to move it. I don't have any objection.
So we have a motion to request that the light department take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll give you a motion.
Second.
Look at it, move it if they deem it appropriate.
Second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Should we look at different signage possibly? I mean, 'cause, I haven't been down there, so I don't know what's there, but something that
You
might-
know, it's one of those streets that, I don't know, I'm not sure. We haven't had any speeding complaints there previously. And, you know, I get cars speed by my house all the time, so I mean, speeding is
Well, so do I.
speeding is a problem all over town.
Yeah.
I mean, if we move the light, I think that's about all we can do at this point. Let's see what develops there with the situation. I'm not overly in favor of adding more signs, because I think signs just clutter, and people end up not reading them anyway when we go by all the time.
Yeah, they become a target.
Okay.
Any other?
No.
Call for a vote. All those in favor of requesting that the light department take a look at the possibility of moving the light to another pole? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passed unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, if we could get the chair back, we could.
I'll go seek him out. Must have thought we were gonna have a long deliberation. Bob.
How'd you want to come over?
So we're on to item number 2.
Yes, sir.
Chief,
So, general business number 2, ratify Internal Revenue Service mileage reimbursement rate. The IRS mileage reimbursement rate has decreased from .575 to .4, from .575 to .54, effective January 1, 2016. The board needs to vote to approve the new rate.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Unusual for the rates to go down,
Price of gas, probably.
probably.
I'm sure it is. Okay.
I don't think we announced citizen inquiry if anybody said it.
Yes, citizen query was from 20, I didn't announce it at the beginning, it's from 2:05 to 7:10, and we've got about a minute to go, so. General business number 3 is memo from District Attorney Jonathan Blodgett on Drugs 101. What parents need to know brochure. Okay. It's a, that's not what I need. That's the appointment. General business. That's why.
Yep.
Okay. Police Chief James Mulligan's announcement of the police department's.
No, that's,
Nope, that's not it
Four.
either. Come on, yeah. Let's go. Okay. Community leaders, District Attorney Jonathan Blodgett, Drugs 101, what parents need to know in response to concerns about underage drinking and drug use. I am pleased to share with you an updated brochure developed by our office, Drugs 101, what parents need to know. As you know, underage drinking and drug use pose ongoing dangers to our children and our communities. This updated brochure includes specific strategies for parents to use when speaking to teens about the risks of abusing alcohol and drugs. It also gives parents important information and resources about teen substance abuse. I hope to widely distribute Drugs 101 what parents need to know throughout Essex County, and we'll be glad to provide you with as many copies as you would like. Please contact Ruth Budlinan at 978-745-6610, extension 5086, or Mary Ellen Fidlich at extension 5085, with any questions to receive additional copies of this brochure. Okay, here's a copy of the brochure. So I would like to suggest that maybe we order some of those and put them in the hall here at the town hall. And so people coming through could pick them up if they wanted them.
I suggest also, Mr. Chairman, that maybe in a PDF format that we put this on the town website.
Website?
And
That
that
would
way
be good.
parents, because they tend not to come down here, but if we put an announcement on the front of the webpage that it's available,
Right.
people could take advantage of it without having to, it's looks like about 5 pages of information, so
Yep.
it'd be very helpful probably. It's a big
Okay.
problem.
It's a very big problem.
Okay, do you want
Many
to,
youngsters are dying of overdoses.
we can take a vote on that?
Incredible.
Yeah, it's not just a lot of these 25 to 35, 40 is the age seems to be the worst as far as, deaths. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Want a motion to get some brochures?
Yes, I would think that'd be a good
I'll
idea.
make that motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, that's after 7:10, so citizens' query is closed. And it's about 2 minutes to go for the chief, so. Okay, that's the next one I was gonna read. Okay, item number 4, under general business, Police Chief James Mulligan's announcement of the Police Department's Coffee with a Cop Community Police Program, February 6, 2016, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Rowley Public Library. Under Police Chief Mulligan, the Rowley Police Department has started the Coffee with a Cop Community Police Program. The attached flyer has been posted to Rowley Community Media and the town's website. Also, the confidential citizens survey for the new police chief has been distributed and is available on the town's website. Paper copies are available at the town hall, library, senior center, or water department. The public is encouraged to complete this survey and send it back to BadgeQuest, Inc., according to the instructions on the survey before the deadline of January 29th, 2016. So that's more of an announcement than anything. So if you want to sit down with a police officer and have a cup of coffee, make sure you're at the library on December 6th. February 6th.
Mr. Chairman, I just make a quick comment. That,
Sure.
The new chief, along with the staff of the police department, the command staff, et cetera, is really making an attempt to outreach to the public and make themselves more aware, make the public more aware of what they do and how they do it. And this is a great opportunity for people to just go and talk with senior members of the police department.
Right.
They have opinions and stuff like that. And we also, as a board, I think would encourage people to respond to the survey with both good points and bad points so that they get a fair representation of what people would like to see in the new police chief and from the police department
Right.
as a matter of fact. And I know I was over at the Council on Aging today and they talked about this with the people who were there for the luncheon. Seemed to get a pretty favorable response with everything, so
Yeah, good.
Excellent.
it's a good program to start off things with.
Yeah. Okay, our 7:15 appointment. And it's application for employment as a probationary call firefighter for Mr. Evan Fish. I received an application for the position of probationary call firefighter from Mr. Evan M. Fish of 127 Street. The department has conducted an interview and has contacted his professional resources, contact his references. It is the belief of Captain Mark Emery, Captain James R. Mary, and I, and we feel that Mr. Fish should make a fine addition to the department. I am requesting that a Corey check be done on him so that we can go to the next step in the hiring process. I have attached his application for employment, his resume, and questions asked of his references. If you have any questions pertaining to this application, please contact me at 978-948-3812. Respectfully, James C. Broderick, Fire Chief, Town of Raleigh. So Jim, you want to give us a little background?
Yeah, Evan came to us towards the end of October, asking to be a call firefighter in the town. He's been a lifelong resident, correct me if I say anything wrong. And he felt that it was time to put back to his community by joining the fire department.
Oh, very good.
He is locally employed in a major business on Route 1. I don't know and he's looking to take an EMT course again and become a certified call firefighter. Talked to all his references, and not one of them spoke bad about him. He said, you want somebody to get a job done, he's a guy to go to. And and every one of them said basically the same thing. So this is why we're here today. So I'd like to introduce Evan to the Board of Selectmen.
It's a good recommendation.
Yes, very good.
Thank you.
Okay. So we need to vote in tonight. Is that what we want to do, Deborah?
Mr. Chairman, it would be ideal if you could vote to appoint him this evening. We have an official action notice form ready
Okay.
so that he can be escorted into the town clerk's office to be sworn in.
Okay.
When does he have to get certified? Is it?
He'll be going at the next class, which will probably start. They're finishing one up right now, so the next one for Essex County will probably be in the fall. So we'll get him up to speed on everything he needs to know between now and then he'll be going work his butt off.
Is there any questions, comments
Just
anybody wants to?
welcome aboard.
Thank you.
He's dying for a question from the board.
So we can make a real tough one here.
Yeah, real softball.
We don't want to discourage you, so we're not going to probably ask you any questions.
What you really got to tell us, Evan, is are you afraid of heights? Okay, then we can put you on the ladder truck.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to make sure.
Well, just as a little joke, but the other night I went to the police chief's retirement function. He said way back when he first started his career in Raleigh, he said he had a choice of going with the police department or the fire department. He was afraid to get up on ladders, so he went with the police department. Ultimately became chief. So you know, there's a shot here that you can become chief someday. So. Work hard and take advantage of it, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I move we appoint Evan Fish to the fire department as a call firefighter.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard, Evan. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Be safe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
He'll get sworn in. That's it.
Okay, so that brings us down to old business. Number 1, stable license application from Deborah Rosie of 532 Weathersfield Street. The following application has been submitted and all is in order with all taxes, light, and water bills paid. Deborah Rosie, 4 Houses, 532 Weathersfield Street.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Down to new business. Discuss and respond to open meeting law complaint filed by Timothy Toomey. Okay, the Board of Selectmen has received an open meeting law complaint from Timothy Toomey. Debbie has reviewed the complaint and finds that the Board of Selectmen has no open meeting law violations. Chairman Murray will read the draft response and call for a motion and vote to sign and send to Mr. Toomey and the Attorney General's office. Okay. January 25th, 2016, Mr. Timothy Toomey, Vice Chairman, Board of Water Commissioners, 401 Central Street, Raleigh, Mass., and 355 Central Street, Raleigh, Mass. A, January 13th, 2016, open meeting, law complaint. Dear Vice Chairman Toomey, the Board of Selectmen is in receipt of an open meeting law complaint filed by you against the Board of Selectmen, except Joe Perry. The complaint was filed with the town clerk on January 13th, 2016. You state in the description of alleged violation box on the open meeting law complaint form the following. At a selectmen's meeting on January 11th, 2016, the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Registrars voted to enter into an executive session regarding a lawsuit/civil action against the Board of Registrars. See Timothy Toomey versus Board of Registrars and the Town Clerk. Case number 1667, CV 00001. See attached, first page of suit. The Town of Raleigh is not a named defendant. The registrars and clerk entered into the executive session with a party, selectmen, to discuss litigation strategy. The selectmen should have not met with them because they were not defendants. They stated on the agenda that they were and were not. See attached. After reviewing your complaint, the Board of Selectmen rejects your complaint. The January 11th, 2016 meeting agenda properly listed the name of the litigation matter. The Board of Selectmen meeting agenda is shown as Exhibit Number 1. It clearly states the following under the category of executive session. To discuss litigation strategy, Timothy Toomey versus Barbara R. Demento, Board of Registrars and others. And Board of Selectmen Superior Court Civil Action Docket Number 1677 CV 00001. The Board of Selectmen is listed as a defendant in the civil action matter filed in Essex Superior Court, Newburyport. See Exhibit Number 2, the first page of the plaintiff's memorandum in support of their emergency motion for temporary restraining order and a preliminary injunction against implementation of a recall election on February 2nd, 2015. For these reasons stated above, the Board of Selectmen rejects your claim.
Mr. Chairman, I wish to let the board know that I did have Town Council Tom Mullen review this.
Okay.
And he was satisfied that this response addresses Mr. Toomey's complaint.
Very good.
Mr. Chairman, I would just, a quick discussion, not to dwell on it, but if you read the front of the complaint, which is Exhibit Number 2, supplied by Mr. Toomey, I guess, it's Commonwealth of Massachusetts Superior Court of the Trial Court Civil Action with a number. It says Timothy Toomey Plaintiff versus Barbara R. Demento, Mildred L. Dummer, Gordon M. Densmore as appointed members of the Raleigh Board of Registrars, Susan G. Hazen as Town Clerk and member of the Raleigh Board of Registrars and the Raleigh Board of Selectmen. So where he's coming up with this open meeting law complaint is he's pulling it out of thin air because
Plus,
it's,
I don't think it would even matter,
It-
because
no, it's in black and
even
white.
if the selectmen weren't technically identified as defendants, it would still be a suit against the town.
it's in black and white on the
So
document. I
it
mean,
doesn't, it doesn't make any sense at all.
I-
No, no, it doesn't.
I'll move that we,
Second.
send the response as penned by the town administrator.
What's the motion?
To send
We're
the
sending a
response that
reply.
was written by the town
We're
administrator.
gonna answer
to
his complaint.
And I'll second that.
the Attorney General's office.
Maybe we're not dealing with the same guy.
I'm not sure what he's reading, but it obviously isn't
I
the
mean-
same documentation that was given to the court, so.
It's
What we got from the
under
court.
what you just read, Dave. It says at the very top, Tim in Theme.
Yeah, his name's not even spelled right.
The first name, Timothy Tully's name is spelled Timothy.
It's kind of a different way than I've ever seen it.
The
It
town's
is.
response, though, spelled his name correctly, for the one that was
Absolutely.
filed by Tom Mullen on behalf of the town
No question
at the
about that.
hearing
one.
last week. But what was filed in court spells the first name of the plaintiff
Yeah.
correctly.
Timinthy is what the document that he's using says his name is.
That's what it says.
Yeah. Okay.
Reading this document is to the point where we're getting just harassed by complaints without any basis for the complaint.
So the you've got the motion, right?
Yep,
And seconded.
and seconded by Cliff.
Cliff, okay. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Except you're not on as far as the complaint, on the first page that I read.
Right. Not Joe Perry.
Yeah, not Joe Perry. He's not after you, so if you want to sign it, fine. If not, it's up.
I do.
Fine too. You were absent that day. You were
Correct.
sick.
Yes, sir.
New business number 2. Set fiscal year 17 budget guidelines and approve fiscal 17 non-union compensation schedule. Until we have some clear indication on what we should expect for increases from Triton, Whittier Votech, and the Northeast Bow Essex Agricultural School, we should plan in the fiscal year 17 budget to have department expense budgets level funded and wages remain under the same compensation plan, step increases, and a 1% cost of living increase. The attached is the fiscal year 17 non-union compensation schedule reflecting a 1% cost of living increase. The town's 3 collective bargaining agreements run through June 30, 2016, and negotiations will be starting soon with the unions. Wage increases for union employees will not be factored into fiscal year 17 department budgets. One positive piece of news that Debbie has received is that the Mass Municipal Association is reporting that Governor Baker's proposed fiscal year 2017 state budget provides for a 4.3% increase in discretionary local aid. The Chapter 70 education aid account under the governor's budget plan would increase by 1.6%. The board needs to vote on the following preliminary guidelines and the fiscal year 17 non-union compensation schedule. 1. Expenses. Level fund department expense budgets. However, departments requesting operational increases need to clearly identify the reasons why the increase is needed. Please clearly identify and itemize the areas of the expense budget that need to be increased with the estimated amount. 2, wages, non-union. Non-union employees will continue to follow the town's fiscal year 17 compensation schedule, which provides for a step increase of 1.25% and a 1% cost of living increase. Union employees, the town's 3 collective bargaining agreements run through June 30th, 2016. Negotiations will be commencing soon for successor agreements. Wage increases for union employees will not be factored in department wage budgets. And the schedule is attached. Is there any discussion or comment?
I just have a question. This 1% cost of living increase for non-union employees, is that something that's already been determined?
That's what we've done for the last 3 years. When we did the personnel plan, we built a step system, and the distance between the steps is 1.25%.
Right.
Which everybody automatically gets. And the 1% is just something that we vote on. If we want to do a different amount, the recommendation is it's 1%. If you want to do 2% or 5% or whatever, or no percent, that's certainly, it's our discretionary
Sure.
vote that does
But
that.
have we already voted for a 1% cost?
No.
No. Okay.
That's what they're currently getting. I think the important thing is we're trying to, we look at it from a point of view of, we're allowed to increase taxes by 2.5%. So we'd like to keep it below the 2.5% level. That's what we've done for the last 3 years. This is what we've done.
Okay. All those in favor?
I'll give you a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Set those guidelines.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further comment? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
One final comment, Mr. Chairman. I was reading in the local newspaper the other day, and I want to say it was Amesbury, but I could be incorrect in what town it was, but they made a notation that state aid to cities and towns is it equal to or less than what it was in the year 2000. So, the state really, for them to give us a little budget up increase is great, but they've basically forced all the increases on the town taxpayer rather than on the state budget. So just a note of interest, that's all.
Okay, well, that's not, we've been dealing with this for some time.
Yeah, it's not gonna get any better.
It's not gonna get any better.
Same thing with the
Sounds
school
like
budgets.
it's-
The school budgets, everybody's had their budgets cut way back, and they've really never been brought back up as the economy's gotten any better.
All right.
Okay, new business number 3. It's discuss and approve Pennachuck Water Service Corporation Customer Service Billing and Collection Services Contract. Okay, to Board of Selectmen and Board of Water Commissioners from Deborah Egan, Town Administrator, Chief Procurement Officer. Copy to Water Superintendent Mary Beth Weisner, Pennachuck Water Service Corporation Customer Service Billing and Collection Services Contract. The contract between the town and Pennachuck Water Services Corporation expires on January 28th, 2016. Pennachuck has agreed to extend the current contract for 90 days. During this time period, I will be working with the Water Superintendent Mary Beth Weisner to issue a request for proposals, RFP. Attached is a contract extension for a 3-month period that needs to be signed. And we actually have 2 copies of that contract. Deb, you want to add anything to that?
No, I think it would be in the town's best interest to issue an RFP, and I have spoken with Pennachuck, and they understand that we're looking to do something on a shorter term basis so that we could issue an RFP and be under a new contract, whether they submit or not, but go through that procurement process for year 3.
Okay.
So this would be an extension of the current terms and conditions that we have under the present agreement.
An extension of the current conditions.
Correct.
Was an RFP issued for the first year, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
and we've just completed, or we will on January 28th, year 2.
Okay.
So there are options to extend it for another year. However, I would like to just issue the RFP at this point in time.
Which is kind of an essential thing, because if this isn't extended, the water department will not have any way to send out bills.
So we'll be giving water away.
We'll be giving water away. So we need to extend this in the RFP, and there's no provisions in the water department budget for anything other than to extend the contract, so hopefully they'll agree and
Yeah,
we'll see the light, so.
okay.
I'll give you a motion, Mr. Chairman, to extend the contract for 90 days.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Yes,
Lenny Collin, 283 Weathersfield Street. Who has the bull on this contract? Is this coming from the water commissioners or from the selectmen?
I think you just heard.
The co-signatories.
Well, it's being
Mr.
signed by
Chairman.
both.
We're signing it and sending it over to the Board of Water Commissioners.
Yeah, first page is the Board of Water Commissioners, the second page, the Board of Selectmen.
Oh, wrong place, but that's all right.
Thank you.
I think we'll sign it. Sorry, Dean.
No, that's okay. I just didn't, get hit beside the head. Okay, that finishes new business. We're down to minutes. Review and approve the following sets of minutes. June 15th, 2015, executive session. Does everybody get a chance to take a look at them?
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Can
Motion
we
made-
go by the dates, because on the January 11th, I wasn't here.
Well, I'm only gonna do one at a time.
Oh, one at a time, I'm sorry,
Nope, that's okay.
I apologize.
Nope, no problem. So we're doing the June 15th, 2015 executive session. All those in favor signify by, can I have a motion for that?
I'll give you the motion.
Second.
Mr. Chairman, we have a motion from Mr. Peterson and a
Oh.
second from Mr. Pierce.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, the next set is June 29th, 2015.
Give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, I'm
Opposed?
sorry, excuse me. I withdraw that motion because it says I was absent that day.
So I'll make the motion.
A second.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Motion carried, one abstention. Okay. August 24th, 2015, executive session.
It was there, but
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. January 11th, 2016.
There's a typo on the first page.
Okay.
The paragraph that begins with Susan Hazen. Susan Hazen called for a motion to motion, so you have to eliminate the words to motion. So you just call for a motion to open. You get that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
what's the change again?
It's evidently a double two motion. in there.
So Susan Hazen called for a motion to open when it
Oh,
should be.
because mine doesn't say that.
Oh, it doesn't?
January 11th?
Yeah. Oh.
Wait a minute, I got two sets of minutes.
Okay, so, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah,
we're working
open
on January 11, 2016, open session.
Open session,
Mr.
yes.
Pierce is referring to the executive session
Oh, I'm
minutes,
sorry.
which we
Okay.
will correct.
Okay,
Otherwise,
sorry.
if there is anything significant, we would have to convene an executive session at some point to review these minutes, but
It's a typo
we
anyway,
will
so,
correct that Scrivener's error.
okay. So we're voting on the executive session first?
Right now,
No, on the-
follow the sequence, it would be January 11, 2016, open session, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion for that, for the regular session,
I'll make the
January
motion.
11th.
I'll
Motion
second.
made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Abstain.
Mr. Perry abstains.
One abstention. And January 11th, 2016, executive session with the changes.
I'll give you the
Correction
motion.
of the typo.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Motion carried, one abstention. Okay. We have under minutes discuss request from attorney William Marcella for a copy of the January 11th, 2016 executive session meeting minutes on the discussion of litigation strategy, Timothy Toomey versus Barbara R. Demento, Board of Registrars and others, and the Board of Selectmen Superior Court Civil Action Docket Number 1677 CV00001. Okay, Mr. Marcella has sent us a request. You want me to read this into the minutes, Deb?
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, I prepared a meeting document for you for this item.
Yeah. Discuss request from attorney William Marcella for a copy of the January 11, 2016 executive session meeting minutes on the discussion of litigation strategy, Timothy Toomey versus Barbara R. Demento, Board of Registrars, others, and Board of Selectmen, Superior Court, Civil Action Docket. Attorney William Marcella filed a public records request to Debbie via email on January 11, 2016, in which he requested the following. I am requesting an opportunity to inspect or obtain copies of public records that relate specifically to information concerning the following: an executive session held on January 11, 2016, relating to a joint meeting between the Town of Rowley Board of Selectmen and the Town of Rowley Board of Registrars discussing an Essex County and Essex Superior Court matter filed with a docket number of 1667 CV00001. Debbie responded to him on behalf of the board on January 19, 2016, and gave him the following: copies of the posted January 11, 2016 Board of Selectmen and Board of Registrars meeting notices, including agendas, and a draft set of minutes of the January 11, 2016 open session portion of the joint meeting. She informed him in her response that both boards would meet within 30 days to review their executive session minutes under General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 22G2, and that after such review, the boards would decide whether the minutes may be released without jeopardizing the board's litigating position and without violation of the attorney-client privilege per Section 22F. Debbie pointed out that the subject of the litigation is not over and that the minutes are protected under attorney-client privilege. The board needs to determine by vote whether the executive session minutes of the January 11, 2016 can be released due to pursuant to General Laws 30A, Section 22G2. Debbie will respond to Attorney Marcella accordingly.
Mr. Chairman, it's my opinion that these minutes of the January 11th executive session should not be released due to the fact that the litigating matter is not over, and furthermore, there is an attorney-client privilege that is present with these minutes.
For these minutes. I agree with that statement, Debbie.
I agree too.
Is there any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion not to release the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded not to release the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 By roll
Can I
call
vote on that or abstain?
No, you can,
No, you can
I think you can vote on
I can vote to, not to
it.
release.
Not to release it.
That's right.
Do you want a roll call vote?
No, I just wanted
Okay.
to vote.
So that was a unanimous vote, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, it was unanimous. Okay, so that brings us down to announcements.
I think that's right.
You got to sign that, right? Thank you. Announcements. Recall election, February 2nd, 2016, from noon to 8 p.m. at St. Mary's Hall, Main Street. Also a reminder, this is a presidential primary election, March 1st, 2016. And the last day to register to vote for the March 2nd, 2016 presidential primary election is Wednesday, February 10th, 2016. Contact the town clerk's office at 948-2081 for more information on voter registration. The town has the following vacancies: Shellfish Commissioners, 2 seats; Fence Viewer, 3 positions; Wood, Lumber, and Bark Inspector. Zoning Board of Appeals, 1 seat; Zoning Board of Appeals Associate, 2 seats; Historic Commission, Historic District Commission, 2 seats; Parks and Recreation Committee, 2 seats; and Open Space Committee is seeking 1 member. For more information on these positions, please contact the Selectmen's office at 948-2372. Valley Food Pantry is in need of donations. The food pantry is open Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And Joe, I believe you would like to say something?
I would. I'm a subscriber to Yankee Magazine, and I think it comes as no surprise to most. In their January, February issue for 2016, they have Best New England Diners, and they list 5 diners, and the Agawam Diner, Raleigh, Massachusetts, is listed under their Best New England Diners. So we want to congratulate the Agawam for their wonderful pies and bakery and food. And congratulations on being listed in Yankee Magazine under Best New England Diners. Thank you.
Okay. I guess the next step.
I move we adjourn.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody wants to not adjourn? Okay. Motion carried. We are adjourned.
One of the best